Put on your peepers.
It's a good thing for that plot armor. My first time up here into the Hedge lab, I was flying blind. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing, or any idea what I was up against. Seeing the spider eggs and the spider webs ran chills down my spine. But even then I had no idea what I was about to walk into. Spiders. Of course there are spiders in the hedge. Why wouldn't there be spiders in the hedge? It's a hedge. After killing multiple packs of spiders, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I don't care enough. I hate spiders. After killing multiple packs of spiders and finally making it into the lab, I was so pumped with adrenaline that I had no idea what I was even doing at this point. I was just scanning shit and mashing keys. I don't even know how long I was in this lab. I don't remember. I must have been in there for at least an hour or more. Hours. I was just exploring, because I still wasn't entirely sure why I was here in the first place, other than to find a chip for Burgle. That was all I knew.
I got the science.
On one of the computer terminals in the laboratory that I had interacted with, it told me I needed a password. So I was looking for a password anywhere and everywhere that I could. But while I was finding little pieces of paper. Well, not little pieces of paper, big pieces of paper. Like they were written down when they were still big, and then tore up and scattered throughout the laboratory. At some point I had found the last piece, and I had the full password, but I didn't know it. So I ended up exploring for a little bit before going back to the terminal. As much as this was a success, it was also an utter failure. Everything was going smoothly, up until the point where an errant flying flingman disc came hurling into the hedge. Damned neighborhood kids. It not only tore through my lab modules like a hot knife to warm butter, but it broke away a hole in the hedge, revealing a spider nest, so big and brooding that it still gives me nightmares to think about it. And now, they are taking over the whole lab. I set the defense bots to attack anything that moves, and I am leaving this forsaken spider fortress. If this reaches my son, if you end up here, I am sorry.
A super chip. I wonder how we'll get Burgle's memories off of this. I wonder if I have to blow on it. That usually solves the problem. That or flipping the console upside down. Oh, or maybe there's some little extraneous plastic tabs I need to snip off.
You see, at this point, I still didn't know anything. I couldn't remember anything as to how I got here or anything before that. So I still didn't know that that was my father and that he was talking directly to me. But we will end up finding out later on. Or at least I will. The hard way.
Always happy to see a repeat customer. How can I help you today?
I found a super chip.
Huh, you made it back in one piece. How unexpected. You are more resourceful than I thought. Hand it over and we can see what data Dr. Tully backed up upon it. Processing. Processing. This is the Hedge Super Chip. Forgive me, I forgot to mention the nasty spiders before I sent you up there. I hope they were not too much trouble. Haha. I am feeling much more like myself. Take it from me, there's nothing quite like a reverse lobotomy. Thank you.
Burgle, you have feelings?
Of course. Dr. Tully has included emotional programming to make me more human-like. Feelings enhance my cooking and grilling features. Every burger flip has a great deal of love put into it. Now, what is it you were wanting to know? Oh yes, the location of the other super chips. There are 4 labs throughout the yard, each with a super chip. The Hedge Lab, the Pond Lab, the Haze Lab, and the Black Ant Lab. And you have already made it through the hedge, so now on to the others. I will mark the locations of the super chips in those labs. Please find them and return to me so we can figure out how to repair the spacer.
I wasn't done talking to Burgle at that point. I still had a few more questions for him, but that's for a later time. Burgle had said that he thought I was resourceful. If only he knew how underprepared I was for that hedge lab. If only we both knew. But it was at that point that I realized I was never gonna survive this yard with what I currently had. and I really needed to prepare. It was at that time I decided to build and craft and forage and scour this entire yard.